All right, everyone. Welcome to the Life We Know podcast. Here to have some nice little time going on.
It's your boy Jay.
All right,
It's your boy Hunter.
this your boy Jack.
Yeah, so today the topic is for this podcast is relationships and opinions. How y'all feeling today before we get started?
I'm feeling great.
Feeling good. Feeling
Had a nice little swim today. I'm feeling
Yeah.
great.
summer. Feeling good.
That's good. That's good. So first we're gonna start off with the opinions. I mean the relationships. Me and Hunter had a talk the other day in general, and I want to get Jack your perspective on it. How do you feel about women putting all the blame on men when something goes wrong in the relationship, or and how do you think that women should have more respect for men after the relationship?
Well, I think with anything in
Right.
life, you're going case by case basis. I also think it depends. Why did y'all break up? Because there's a lot of times where it will be the man's fault, where you were the reason that they broke up. Same with it would be the woman's fault that they broke up. So I really think that it's the case by case basis, and it is dependent on who did screw up in a.
Yeah.
I
Hunter,
Yeah.
what you
with a lot of. Huh?
What I
yeah.
got? I mean, I agree on Jack. Sometimes it is the men. Sometimes it's the women. The women. It's just like depends what kind of situation you're in. I saw
That just caught me off guard. But I agree.
But
I agree with Jack and Hunter said. When it comes to relationships, I feel like both people should take accountability in the matter because it takes two to tangle. So I feel like it is a
yeah.
two-person way or a two-way street, with however they say it. But yeah, most definitely. Um,
And sometimes it could be
yeah,
both too. Sometimes both of them could
most
be in the wrong.
definitely.
You know.
Um,
Yeah, I think a lot of the time it is not just one party, and it is like the two people, and it's just they're not good with each other.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
the one party just tries to figure out like, oh, why is this not working? And so then blame starts to, which in reality there was no reason to blame anyone in the beginning,
I like
anyways.
that.
That's exactly true right there.
Well, when it comes to women, I think a lot of people have this double standards thing to where people are so stuck on that all men are the same, all men cheat, all men lie. But we never want to take into account that women do the same thing. You would just never find out about it because women are more secretive. See, us when the men, we want to let everybody know that we have a whole bunch of you know what. I'm not gonna say the word, but you know what. A whole bunch of girls, as I was saying in respect.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
also think that in reality, it should come to a point in time like when are we going to stop blaming the men, and when are we going to make it to where you know what it was both of their fault. I can't wait till that happens in this reality.
What needs to
Yeah.
happen
Hmm.
with that? What needs to happen is men need to start going after the other men, making every guy look
That
bad. Because with a lot of the
That's so fucking true, bro.
men supporting the bad apples, which spoil the bunch. Because I know that I don't. But whenever there's another guy, and then they have five guys all supporting that person, you now make the rest of everyone look bad because now you see these five people supporting this
yeah,
bad. So what I think all guys need to do is we just need to all stay accountable for each other and to just pick up after each other. There's no reason that we be trying to divide each other, especially I mean, even on social media and even in just real life. Always a time I just go, why are we fighting each other, dude? There's no reason
Exactly.
vision. I mean,
Yeah.
all problems in the world only happen because guys are just fighting each other for no reason. I mean, as stupid as it is, that's just what guys do, unfortunately. I mean, same with women. You know, there's a lot of times where it's just, why are you calling her fat? Why are you calling her ugly? There's no reason to do this. But people just seek attention. And I think that's another reason
So true.
of cheating is that they just want the attention and validation rather than the actual substance that a relationship can
oh, most
provide.
definitely.
No, I definitely agree with
Yeah,
that.
Hunter, you wanted to pick up on that?
I mean, I agree with everything he said. I mean, like, here's the thing though, like this might change the subject. Like sometimes, like men and women, like we have sometimes both of them could be like in the wrong situations. Like sometimes, like men and women pick the wrong people in life.
I can agree.
So a woman will pick a dude that does not care about them whatsoever. They will pick a dude that like will cheat on them multiple times, possibly multiple women. Okay, and like that will just treat them horribly, and like doesn't see her as a picture, like she's last option, but they still want that. Same with men. Some men who want to go after a girl that will cheat on them multiple times with multiple men, probably maybe doing like Oreo style. I don't freaking know, right?
Oreos is crazy.
Yeah, Oreo style,
Mhm.
whatever, right? But some guys will just pick like a woman that's a hoe, you know?
Yeah.
And like I just don't get that. Why can't you just try to find like good people? That's rare nowadays. Like that
Oh, of
barely
course.
happens. But there's still good people out there. And you know, just because you haven't found the right person yet doesn't mean that you're going to be alone
Yeah.
forever. And you know, God's timing is always right. So eventually you will find that person. Well, hopefully I don't find that person when I'm like 60 or in a coffin, but hopefully I'll find them soon.
Ed and finally finds the girl that likes
And I'll be dead.
So also to
Yeah.
pick up on that narrative, I always tell girls and boys the same thing, men or women. As I say, you have two things that you can do in a relationship. If the relationship is going bad, you're arguing every day, you have differences in your relationship, and you don't want to fix that, or it's just getting too much for you, you can either go through the grind or you can move on to bigger and better things in life. Now, most people want to go through the grind, and you know what? And their mindset and their logic is set on, you know what? If I got a chance to go upgrade myself, got a chance to go with this better guy, got a chance to go with this better girl. Nope, I'm gonna stay right here where I'm at, and I'm gonna keep struggling and keep going through the grind.
now. Question for you,
Right?
right? How much of a grind, like how much do you need to work on a
Mm-hmm.
relationship until that relationship is not good anymore? Because I do agree that couples should fight for the relationship, but how much fighting until the relationship you think is just dead at
So
that point?
when you say that point, I should say it gets to a point where the other person don't want to fight because it always takes two, right? That's just like, for example, if Jack had a girlfriend, right, and Jack wants a relationship. No, like you have a girlfriend, but as an example, let's say Jack was going out with this girl named Let me make a good
Yeah.
name. Let's say Jada,
Jessica.
Jessica. I like Jessica.
Just Jessica.
Jessica's so white name.
Jack and Jessica.
It is so
Jack
white.
and Jessica have been having problems in their relationships since the 5th month. They've been together for 2 years. I mean, a year now, a straight year now. Jack wants this relationship to work, but in hindsight,
Mm-hmm.
Jessica is just here for the ride. She doesn't want to put in any work. She doesn't want to communicate. She doesn't want to follow through, and she has her own lack of judgment. Now, here's the things that Jack can do. Jack can either go through the grind and wait till she gets better, because this is the bad thing about going through the grind in a relationship. And I really want people to hear me out. You have to wait on somebody else to get better. But when you see somebody else
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
passionate about love, that really wants this, you need to be with that person, because now you're moving on to bigger and better things. You're going to have a better life. You don't have to hear no complaining. You don't have to hear, oh my God, like you're not that guy. Because you know what's crazy to me is a lot of women love to put down men after the relationship. Only bad things to say about them. Never the good things, though.
That's so
So yeah,
true,
that's
bro. That's actually really true.
I also think that's both sides. I think after there's that division and a
mm-hmm.
breakup, I think also human nature is so much easier to focus about negative things. I mean,
Exactly.
you mess up and you instantly go, why couldn't I do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you're playing football, right? And you miss a catch. You don't immediately go, okay, I'll just try on the next time. You immediately go, why did I miss that? I went to practice every single day. Or, even if it's something stupid while you're just playing with your cousins, your head doesn't immediately go, I got him on the next time. You go, why did I mess that up? So I also just think, I'm not saying that it's right to put down people, but I am saying I also think it's just a human response that we immediately go to the negatives
Of
in life.
course.
Yeah, and I think it's because the emotions like during a breakup, you're all sad and stuff, and so you're obviously just sad And whenever you're sad, you're only focused on the negative things, not the positive.
Yeah.
So I think that's mostly why, is because you're in your emotions, like you're in your emotion stage right now. You're sad. You've just broken up, and your brain, whenever when you're sad, you don't think of happy thoughts. You just think of
Yeah.
sad thoughts.
Yeah.
And I think that's mainly why people, men and women, whenever they break up, they only think about the negative part. It's like, oh, well, she did this, but I didn't do this, but she did this, and the
Exactly.
woman would be like, he did this, but they would never focus on the part. But they're like, wow, she actually like cared for me. She did this for me. You
Exactly.
know, she made me feel like a good person, and she got me in the right mindset again. And it's the same thing with a woman saying like, he got me in the right mindset. He did this for me. It just goes both
Yeah.
ways.
I
And like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
no, I think, I mean, you already stated this, and we can just keep on beating it down, but I do think that, after a relationship, that it's just still hot and that it's fresh in their minds, and so they'll just, talk trash. But I also think that's the wrong thing to do. And I think if you talk trash after something, it does kind of reflect on your
Of course.
character.
It does. It really
Not
does.
only that,
It,
a lot of people have past trauma, past hurt, past abandonment. So now people are looking for somebody to place with. Why do you guys think men and women just keep hopping from relationship to relationship to relationship? You're never going to find that person
I
until you heal.
I think it's because they just don't want to be alone. They don't want to like they just they don't want to feel alone. They're like, well, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna help
Right.
myself, and I'm just gonna keep hurting myself more and just keep hopping in relationships, hopping into relationships, and it's the same thing, both sides, and they just never want to fully hear because they don't think of that. They're just like, I don't want to be lonely. I mean, and they don't think that it's hurting them, but it really is. And what they really need to do is take a break, work on yourself, grind. I don't know. If you're a dude, go to the gym, work out, work on yourself. And for like a woman, I don't know, take a jog or like get you in the right
Yeah, of course.
mindset so that you could be better. You could do better in your relationship. You could be a better person. Not like you weren't already a good person, but you can maybe have a better mindset than what you had in the other relationship.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
And you also gotta like stand. You're going to have. Dang, I can't even talk. You have to set up standards for yourself, not just for a woman. And it's the same thing with a woman. You cannot. You have to set standards for yourself. You can't just set standards for a man
Right.
too. You gotta do standards for you and the person that you want to date or you currently
Yeah.
are dating. You
Yeah.
get me?
Jack,
Kind of.
you wanted to say something, pick up off that?
yeah, I think most relationships, and I mean, with any relationship, even if it's just, I mean, even family relationships, the reason why we as people build relationships with other is because we find security in our day to day, security in our emotional life, security in our spiritual life. I mean, there's just a lot of things where we just want to find comfort in someone else and to be able to know, hey, I can share my experiences with you, I can share my thoughts to you. So I think that whenever you get uprooted from, I mean, just think of it as you were a homeless person, you got uprooted for your home, you immediately go, dang, I need to go find somewhere
Right.
else, go find shelter. And so I think that's why people they just keep on bouncing around is because they want to find security in something, even if they know that it will hurt them, because they can only look at a present
Right.
time, because they see a present security, which I also don't think is a wrong thing to feel, because I can understand why you would want that short term security. For a while after I broke up with my first girlfriend, and this was, hey, my first girlfriend, never thought I was going to get a girlfriend, whatever. And right after I was, hey, I'm just trying to find security in
Right.
somebody. And so even I can see the wrong that I put in someone else by trying to find that security in somebody, but it hurts both
It,
parties. So I think that's what people try to
Yeah.
balance. They're just trying to find that secure spot in their life.
and I wanted to read a stat
Yeah,
off
I
to
agree.
y'all.
I agree.
I'm reading this stat right now. They say 40 to 50% of relationships actually last in the United States of America. 40 to 50.
Actually, how
Dang.
like What's the longest relationship recorded in America?
Look,
What is like the number one that we got?
they say okay. Of the respondents, 67% were married or were in long-term committed partnerships. 7% were engaged. 18% were dating seriously, living together. 4% were dating seriously. 3% were casually dating, and 83 respondents identified. Okay, so I want to say around 20%, maybe 20 to 30.
Jesus.
And I
Bro.
just looked up why do 90% of relationships fail. They said it's a question that many ask ourselves: poor communication, lack of respect, different priorities, and little intimacy.
Now,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
what do you think is the most important thing in a relationship, and what do you think is the least important thing in a
You want to
relationship
go first?
for you personally? We can start off with Jadam. What about what do you think is the most important thing, and then the least important?
Well, I wouldn't. Well, communication is important, but I would say respect goes a long way. When you respect
I
me,
agree.
you
I
respect my
agree.
mind, my body, my soul. My body is
Mm-hmm.
my template. When you respect me, I can respect you. I can wake up and say, "Hey, babe, how did you sleep? Did you have a good night's sleep? How are you feeling today? I can make you breakfast." Like I feel like sometimes as men, and not to get off topic right here, but to go and make my point clear to people out there, do stuff for your women, and women do stuff for your men that they don't have to ask you to do. Like, if you see a girl just came
Yeah.
back from a long day of work, it's the weekend, and you know she wants to wake up and enjoy it peacefully, make her some breakfast. Breakfast in bed.
Make her some
Make her some
coffee.
coffee. If the kids are whining and she's tired, say, you know what, babe, you go back to sleep. I got this. People need to take more leadership when it comes to these relationships. But I would say respect is number one, commitment is number two. Because you don't have commitment, you don't have anything. Trust is number three. Because you don't have trust, then what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And then I
Exactly.
would say priorities. See, priorities can be. I feel like priorities could kind of go with something else, but I think I would say priorities.
Yeah, as the least,
No, priorities. That's a big thing.
I would say, yeah,
I don't know. Do I want to priorities should be high on the list, but I want to put I forgot physical touch. I forgot about physical touch.
well, this is just a rough ranking. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? This isn't a set in
So
stone
I
yet.
would say physical touch is last.
Okay, makes sense. All right, Hunter, you go.
I also feel like the most important thing in a relationship for me is definitely communication. And the second thing is you gotta respect my family. If you don't respect my family, I don't
Right.
respect you. Because my family comes
Mm-hmm.
first. And if you don't respect my family, how do I know you're gonna respect
Mm-hmm.
me? Now, if my family's disrespecting you, then that's a completely different story. But my family ain't like that. So if you don't have respect for my family, I can't have respect for you because I'm a part of that family too. And if you're disrespecting that family, you're disrespecting
Yeah.
me too because you know I'm
Right.
part of them. And communication would be one of the most important things too. Trust, and probably the least thing, like the least valuable thing in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, is like you guys liking the same hobbies. Like, I think that's like I think that doesn't matter. You know, like
Definitely.
if I date someone, like I like doing like country things. I like doing some city things too. You know, like riding around the
Uh-huh.
city, blasting music. But like I also like to do like
Yeah.
outdoor things. You know,
Makes sense.
but if she doesn't like doing like country things like riding four wheelers, riding horses, like doing all that crazy stuff out in the country, I mean, I can really care
Right.
less. You know, I don't see no big deal of that. And some people actually do make a big deal out of that. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm like, if she just treats you right and like, she respects you and your family and she talks to you about things. I don't care what her hobbies
Right.
are.
Right.
As long as you're a good person.
Hair. If her hobby was killing people,
That's crazy.
That's
That's
wild.
wild.
the furry, and she gets it on with animals. You're
Oh
saying
hell,
Oh,
oh hell no.
no.
No. No. No. If you're a furry, there should be like a furry season. I'm sorry. There should be a hunting season from them
Yeah.
furries.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get it right. Furry down.
not
30,000 to go.
But what would you
bestiality,
rank yours? Like, what is your top four? relationship
Mine,
requirements.
I'm gonna go with money, number one, most important thing. Nah, I'm messing. I'm messing. That would be crazy though. Imagine I was like, I don't care what they look like, just give me
That's
that
great.
money. I would go with. I
Got that
think,
cash.
and none of y'all
Hmm.
thought about it. Priority. Where are your priorities at in this relationship? Because what priorities mean, your priority is me. Your priority is also your future. Because I don't want to go into a relationship with somebody who they cannot prioritize their own future. I like independence. I think independence is probably one of the greatest things you can give your relationship. If y'all can't be with each other and y'all fail without each other, y'all don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think priority is my number one because you're prioritizing your future, you're prioritizing your family. You know where you want to go in life, and I think that is very important. Number two is respect, which I also think you can umbrella with priorities, but I'm just going to say respect at the number two, and then I'll just go dead last. Dead last, I would agree with Hunter and the hobbies because I think that even if y'all don't like the specific things that I do, like I'm very big into music, I'm very big into video games and that kind of stuff. But if she doesn't have the exact same hobbies as I do, I can still find common ground in the stuff that she does.
Exactly.
I mean, so let's say like me, um, I'm not a bird person. Like my girlfriend, I'm not a bird person, dude. I could care less what a bird sounds like. What I mean, but I can find the common ground of, well, I think animals are cool. So even if I don't think birds are the best thing in the world, I can try to find common ground and be like, oh yeah, I can see why something, one of the few animals that can
Right.
fly, I can see why.
Yeah.
So I think priorities at the one and give me, the same hobbies at last place.
Agreeable.
Yeah. Because I mean, the hobbies, I mean, who really cares about that? If you really care about
Yeah.
that, then I don't know what to say. I mean, that's just you, but
Like I don't think you could be like complete, like out like far, but that's like anything. Like if you were
Yeah.
yeah,
extreme. You know what I mean? But I think with a lot of hobbies, you can find common.
exactly. Like you said, like, uh, let's just say, like, if there's got to be something that one of you guys like at least.
Yeah.
So, like, you guys could do that thing, maybe like a thing or two you guys actually, like, do, like, agree that is very enjoyable. You guys can both do that. And maybe you guys can get each other into, like, each other's
Right.
hobbies. You
But no,
know? And I'll maybe get them to.
it's just hanging out. Like if
Yeah.
I'm a movie that she likes, it isn't necessarily because I think the movie is going to be the greatest thing in the world. It's because we're just
Right.
hanging out.
Exactly. A movie's a movie, dog.
Yeah.
Well, it depends what kind of movie it is, but, you know, I mean, I can really care less. So if I'm in a relationship, I can really care less what she
Yeah.
likes.
Hunter, you horror movies?
So horror movies, bruh. Okay, I'll watch them things. I'll watch horror movies at home, but the theater they turn the volume so freaking loud. Like on happy movies, like happy enjoyable movies.
I'm watching a horror movie. Do you go lay in bed and you get a little scared that something's going to jump out at you?
No, no. But what I'm saying is like at a theater, at a theater, right? Like on happy movies, like on romance movies, they put that on not minimum, but they put it halfway. But horror movie, oh yeah, let me raise that up. Hang on. Let me do that. Raise that up. Yeah, full of max speed. Because if there's a jump scare, bro, you're going deaf for at least 5 minutes, dude. I've seen some horror movies and it just no, not I haven't seen horror movies. I've seen trailers. The Nun. You know
Yeah.
that trailer, bro? I know what's going to scare me, so I'm like I'm not
Right.
gonna jump. Next thing you know, like I'm like that. Then I'm like I hate horror movies.
Bro, it's
Like I
just
don't hate them. It's just I hate them in
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
theaters,
Of course.
especially when you're alone. It's so
Yeah.
bad. But in my room, I'll like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
chilling.
I'm going to be under your hand for you.
Made a what?
I'm going to be under your bed holding your hand for you so you don't get scared.
You're like, Jack,
Yeah.
please hold my hand. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Make sure I don't poop my pants.
I got a good question for you too. Do y'all feel like some loves deserve second chances?
Yes,
Hmm.
because I do believe that because sometimes both of you guys are like not in the right mindset, and maybe sometimes you guys need to take off, and then whenever your mindset is right, both of y'all's mindset is right, you guys can come back like come back.
Yeah.
That's what I think. So I do, but it depends. It depends. I don't believe that all relationships need deserve second chances.
So then
I'm just saying some.
what is your line, like, what do you have to cross to not deserve a second chance?
One, kill someone.
Okay, within reason.
Okay, within reason. Cheating.
Disrespecting, cheating,
Mhm.
yes. Being a hoe. 3, disrespecting. Depends how bad you disrespect my family.
Okay, wait, hold up, hold up. You can't put cheating and being a hoe. Being a hoe is cheating.
Because it's the same thing.
No, okay, well then you have to give another one. You only gave us 2.
I guess like disrespecting my family is so hard where like they don't even want to be around you. They don't even want to see you in the eyesight.
You can't say the same thing twice. You have to pick a
I
new.
didn't. I literally said cheating, being a hoe, and mad.
All right.
Couillon. Which
Alright.
means crazy, by the way.
What is your 3 things that do not deserve a second chance?
I would say cheating is one of them. I agree with that so wholeheartedly. I would say the disrespect to me, right? I know family, I got family too as well, but me and you are in a relationship. Just us. So you should be respecting me at all times because I will always respect you. But you should also respect the people around me, like Hunter said. The third thing I would say is not deserve a second chance is when you cross a line of, let me see, what can I say for a third thing? Because there's a lot of things I can say. Your priorities is not right. Well, which you can also work on that too in the long run. But I would say like
Hunter got his glasses upside down.
maturity.
I'll be thugging. I'm thugging.
Maturity.
Maturity? What do you mean maturity?
The lack of it.
So like explain
Okay,
that.
so the lack of maturity for me is basically off of, okay, you still have the same mindset you had and you don't want to change it. Because you know, a lot of girls are stuck on, this is my type, this is what I want, and if I don't get this, then we can't be together. Right?
Especially height. Especially height.
Hey, girls and guys, no, girls and I. Girls and
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, but what I also had to learn is, somebody told me this the other day, men and women mentality in relationships are totally different. They're totally 2 different mentalities.
They are so different.
I have a thing for you. I'll answer my thing. I think find somebody. I don't think it's women and men have 2 different mentalities. I think we have the same mentality. It's whether you with the same mentality as you. And if you get into a relationship with somebody with a different mentality, you're always gonna butt heads. But so yeah, I'll go with my 3 things for crossing the line from experience, because I can also say I do think that the second chance thing, whether it was a clean breakup or whether it was a bad, I do think that second chances do tend to hinder. So especially with like a breakup, like this is like a complete breakup. This isn't a hey we're gonna take a break. This is a breakup. So experience with that, I would say that they more hinder than they do help. And then I would say for my 3, this is cheating. I don't see how. So yeah, I would respect with what you said, Jaden. I do think that respect has to be. And then for my 3rd, I would also go like a line. Like let's just say hey throughout the whole hinder then help. Like if I was gonna get back with them, I really do agree with your mentality. I think if you don't change what you knew was broken, you can't expect it to be fixed the next time you see it. You can't throw glass against the wall 10 minutes later and expect it to be fixed if you weren't sitting there brushing up the pieces, putting them back together.
Right.
So
Yeah.
So I agree with that list.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys. It might be off topic though. I've been thinking of this. I've been saying it on TikTok. Would you rather have a gay son or a thought daughter?
I propose you, okay? All right, my own, which I think this is the ultimate.
Right.
All right, now hear me out, and I'm gonna explain upon what I say. We have Does everyone know what an incel is? Like
No.
the Sigma Joe Rogan guys, like the whole like hate women.
Oh,
You know those.
yeah.
Would you rather have an incel son or a Therian daughter? Does anyone here know what a Therian daughter is?
Oh, bruh. No. Okay.
Therians as opposed to furries. Furries are
Yes.
up as animals. They do not think that they're animals. Therians
Arians are freaking idiots.
genuinely believe that they're animals. So now,
That's. Ugh.
extreme incel son, meaning every time he sees a woman in public, he goes, "Oh, I hate women. Women should all die." Or Therian daughter wanting to bang an animal.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
You know,
That came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere.
What do you want to do that bangs animals? What?
so
Lord have mercy.
incel,
Okay.
extreme Therian daughter.
Okay. I gotta think of this one because if I have like one of the boy, what is it called?
Incels.
Okay, incels boys or whatever they're all. I could probably snap them out.
Yeah.
Of it.
No.
You,
Like
oh,
they stay.
they just stay the same. They hate them. They hate women whatsoever.
This isn't you can't get rid of them. You can't kill them, and they're the worst possible version of that group of people.
Okay, I'd rather have the boy then because if I have a Therian daughter and I have a dog, she's gonna try to hop it. Okay, she's probably gonna try to go arr, and I'm not trying to have that.
Self son is now disrespecting your wife every go, disrespecting your mother, your grandma. Let's say you just go to go shopping, right?
I know.
He's gonna just be going up to women and being like, cover up, you should all die, I hate women, all women are cheaters.
That's a hard question, dude. Dang, I didn't.
Arian, better come to a dog park, because it's gonna turn quick.
No, well, why would I want to put my daughter on a freaking leash? Like, all right, puppy.
Puppy.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't want. Okay, listen. Okay, I'll beat my. Well, not beat. Let's not say that. But I will.
You can.
I know I can't change them, but I'd rather the incel son because I do not want my daughter banging my dog or cat. Okay, I don't want to hear my cat going. Meow, meow. I don't want to hear that. I don't want my dog going. Look, I'm good, dog. I'm not hearing that, and I'm not trying to see. Oh, yes, doggy.
Let's say your son goes goes to school, right? And he's making fun of all these girls, and now their dads are now after you, trying to beat you up.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to get beat.
No, mine is like I have to shoot myself. That's easy. I'm not trying to have that because I won't have to worry about it no more. I'm gonna just go like this. I don't have to worry about it. No, because I'm not trying to. Okay, what if they're freaking jacked men, like jacked dads? Okay, they go to the gym they're The Rock. Okay, I'm a short dude. I'm 5'6". Okay, you guys are both taller than me. Okay, I'm not trying to have some 6'3" dude that's like jacked up in muscle. That's like 3 times the size of mine. And to go like this, like, come here. Like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, no. I'm not gonna let a freak, like, let's say there's 5 of them and they're surrounding me, okay? I'm not having 6'3", 6'5" freaking dads that are jacked like Dwayne The Rock Johnson or possibly the strongest man in the world. I'm not trying to get beat up by them. That is a suicide mission anyway because they'll freaking knock me out. They'll kill me. All I see is flashing lights from the ambulance, okay? Like, and then I'm gonna die in the hospital.
What if they whip it out and just tap it on your
forehead? Hey, yo!
That, like...
No, I know exactly what Jack wanted to say.
I could have think like
no, exactly.
As soon as you said no, I was like, oh my god.
You're fantasizing about the 5 men beating you up. It's all good.
No, okay, yeah. No, because listen. Before they come after me, there's a closet right there. I might have a rope. You know what I'm thinking, I'm prevented to get beat up. I could be my god. I'm like, hi, and then just let me in.
Yeah.
Like, I just hope they don't make it there because they'll probably beat my ass when they get there.
So, are you an incel son? Like, complete incel son?
Yeah, just complete, because I'm not having my daughter bang my dog or cat. I'm not trying to hear my cat be raped.
Okay.
I'm not going to hear my cat go, meow, meow. and I'm not gonna hear my dog going, getting banged up. Like, I didn't want her to take doggy style literally. Okay?
I gotta ask y'all a good question, and this is going back to the relationships part. What do you guys,
Okay.
when it comes to relationships, what do you guys value most? One thing that you could value most in a relationship.
Ooh, that's a good one, actually. Let me think.
Explain that with the whole like top five.
Okay, so not the top five. One thing that you can value most in a relationship that you say, this is what I need for like, I don't care if I don't get any of this else, but if I get this one thing, I
Okay.
value that.
Your question is if you could only have one of those in a relationship, but you have nothing else in the
Yeah, one
relationship.
thing that you will value the most. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like
Sex. No, I'm joking.
so if I respect
Yeah,
priority,
respect. I do that. Uh, yeah, I'd say
I
respect,
would say
so you'd say
I
honestly.
would say respect too as well, because respect holds a lot of weight, right?
I'm
It
I'm still
really does.
I'm still going with the
Yeah,
priorities. I
Yeah.
just think it is a cop out answer though a little bit because it is such an umbrella
yeah.
thing. But if I like, hey, I could not have anything else and I could only have one, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going with
Yeah, I'd go straight up for respect.
Yeah.
Because if this might sound kind of stupid. Well, not stupid, but it might not make no sense. But if you don't respect me, you're probably not respecting yourself at all either. You kind of see what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like not fully, but you kind of see what I'm leading to.
I know what you mean.
Um, I
Okay, yeah,
also
I'd
wanted to
clarify
put
that.
this in the air for the people that's watching the podcast and that's listening to wherever you are, and it's for the men out there, not the women, but the men. I hear a lot of women always telling their friends, you need to know your worth. Well, as men too, you need to know your worth as well, because
That's so true,
us
bro.
as kings, they call what they call the women queens. Us as kings, we need to know our worth too. Y'all are so quick to tell these women, "Oh, you are the prize." What about men? Are we not the prize as well? Are we not the ones who also
Exactly.
have feelings,
Like,
emotions, everything that goes around this whole thing? Are we not? They're not the only ones that's paying for things. They're not the only ones waking up every day to each other. They're not waking up by themselves. Men too. So I hate when people just say,
that's
"Oh,
so true. Yeah.
woman, know your worth. Stop messing with these losers or stop messing with these men in general." Hey, men, know your worth too as well.
Yeah, because I mean, you're a live human being too. You're not. I don't know. You're not a
Right.
Ken doll. You're not fake. You're a live human being, and you also have feelings too. And that's I feel like that's what like some women need to know is that we also do have feelings, even though if we don't show it. Because I know
Yeah,
I don't show mine.
I don't
I
show
don't
it
show
either.
mine because it's hard for me to show mine. But I've always been like that, and like we have feelings too. Just because we don't show it like you guys do, that doesn't mean that we
But
don't have them. Like we
But
obviously do
Hunter,
have
listen
them.
though.
You
Why
know,
don't men show their feelings though? That's a good question.
I feel like because it'll be like publicly
Not only
judged,
that,
and like they'll be
when
called
as soon
like,
as a man open up to a woman, what's going to happen? This thing can go two ways. It can go, "Oh, I support you. I'm going to help you get over this. This is how you feel. We can work on this together." Or you're a man. You're supposed to be
yeah,
strong. You're the leader. You're supposed to be this and that. It can go either
yeah.
way.
That's what I'm
Either
saying.
way.
Like, yeah, like there's some people that will say, "I support you. I can help you," and there's others that are like, "Be a man. That's your problem, not mine." But whenever they have the problem, it's your
Right.
problem too. Like,
I
kind of make it make sense, and it goes both ways. Like some women don't show their feelings because they're probably used to some men like judging them for it, and it just like I said, it just goes both ways. Men sometimes they don't show their feelings because the women would judge them, and it's the same thing with women too. Women sometimes will hide their feelings, which is I wouldn't say rare, but it like you don't really
Yeah.
see it. Like you don't see them really hiding their feelings. Like sometimes they're probably scared of like showing their feelings in public or with a dude because she's so used of being uh being judged
Yeah.
for it. And like I said, it goes both ways. It really does. Like we're all human beings, you know. I mean, we've all cried at one point in time. We all have feelings, and stuff. You know,
Jack,
it's all
yeah, I agree with Hunter. I agree with you 100%, Hunter. Jack, do you want to
yeah.
pick up off that?
It said that recording stopped. Was that only on my screen?
Is it? No, it says actual recording is
No, it's still going for
higher
mine.
quality. Recording is still going on mine.
Yeah, the recording is still going on mine. Is this the minutes, the seconds, and the
Yeah,
minutes are still going up? So it might just be you.
Yeah, all right. Though I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not the main person to upload it, anyways. But
Yeah,
anyway,
me either. But
I think one we should save the whole men stuff for another because I think that is a big topic that we should talk about. So I would like to save
yeah,
time. But what was the original question? I'm
I,
forgetting.
I think it's like why some people don't show their feelings or something like that. Is it that's
yeah.
what it was? Like, why do some people don't show their feelings
In
in public or
relationships,
something?
It was either
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I also think you should be someone. Um, you should also find value. You should also be someone worthy of that value. You can't be a trash human being and expect yourself to be someone that everyone wants to
yeah,
chase. So I think that you should do something with your life to gain your value. You know, diamonds only created under pressure. You need that pressure in your life. You need to become something to be worthy of being fought for. Whether not medieval times fought for, but just even today. But I also think with the whole guys and girls, I also think another thing, um, it's just the whole banding together. You just gotta stick together with one each other, and it's just a lot of everybody putting each other down when it's really not
yes.
needed. But I think that want people to seek you out if you do want to feel that validation. You need to deserve that validation.
yeah. I agree 100% on that
And
one.
then it just goes back to the fact that I said again. Another question: why do a lot of people feel like women are the prize? And look, what I mean by
I
that,
That's a
before
good
y'all
question.
answer, what I mean by that is this. You know how when you break up with a girl and all the men people will be like, "Oh, you fumbled the bag." That's what I mean. Like they're making
Yeah,
it seem like these women are the prize, which I'm not saying they're not. So to women out there, I'm not being what they call it, sex.
so
Yes,
sexist or
yes. I'm just
misogynist.
saying in general. Why are women always have to be the prize?
I
Um,
is men in general, and I think that a lot of people can even find this. They think that they have to be in a relationship to be happy. That they always. I mean, I see people on on Instagram stories and just like, why can't I find somebody? Why can't I find something? I think it's because people can't find happiness in
Mm.
themselves. And
agree. Agreed.
I mean, every single time I know a lot of my friends, it's I want a girlfriend. Why does no girl like me? Why do you care?
Mm.
Why can't you get that happiness in yourself? Why do you need to seek that from another source? So I think why it's always the fumble of the bag, is because us as guys, or some guys, they can't find that happiness, and so they always go, "Damn, I screwed up. Damn, damn, damn," and it's hey, no, 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 no. You don't need this. In no point in your life do you ever need a relationship. A relationship should only be to just add to your life. A relationship is not your life. You do not need
Yeah,
a marriage. I don't even think your marriage should be your life. It is only in addition to who you
Yes.
are. Whether you
yeah,
do not have a girl or guy means absolutely nothing. You just need to find yourself. And so I
yeah,
why a lot of guys is just we've just made it to where we just can't function without that, which I also think is sad. But we can do that for another
yeah.
video.
And I definitely do 100% agree about like the happiness and not the happiness. Like I said that wrong. The happiness and like so I believe this is what I believe. Like it might be what you just said, but probably in different words. But I feel like you need to be happy first before you get into a relationship. Because if you're just sad and diving into a relationship, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think that's really gonna heal you. I mean, unless you're that freaking desperate, then I don't know. But but I feel like you need to work on yourself first, try to get yourself happy, and then maybe that person will come around because you are happy.
Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, it might be the thing you just said, Jack, just probably in a different way.
You
But
no worries.
yeah, but like, I just feel like you need to be happy first before you get into a relationship, and I've learned that myself, and you know, it does. Sometimes it might take time to be happy. It definitely takes time, but at some point you're going to be there. Like, just trust God and His plan, and you'll find that happiness someday. And it's not you're not gonna just find that happiness at 85 years old. You know, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find it soon. I see you shaking your head, but it might. It's probably. It's not gonna be when you're old, like you're a crisp, like about to
Right.
die. But you can find that happiness in like 2 days, maybe a day, maybe in a few hours. I don't freaking know. But at some point in your life, you are going to be happy, and you need to be happy to be in a relationship because that's how you keep a relationship going. You're happy, you talk things out, and you can't just be you can't you can't be sad and hop into a relationship because if you're sad and you cannot find happiness and you get in a relationship, you're just damaging
Not only
yourself.
that, people
So,
have a lot of past
and you're
traumas. A lot of past.
yes, they have, and I do get that. I do get past traumas. And that's why I feel like whenever you get into a past trauma, you should like you just got through one. You shouldn't just hop into a relationship because you need to heal on yourself first.
Do
That's
you,
what I think. You
like,
need to heal yourself first.
is it also wrong to go into a relationship? Let's say you do love someone, you do care for someone, but you also haven't gotten over a a hard patch in your life. Like I'm just gonna give you a scenario, right? Let's say,
Yeah.
or we're just Alex, right? This dude named Alex. He just got out of a patch with his ex. Let's say his ex, like, I don't know, cut him, whatever, right? Like, she was just crazy abusive physically. Now, he really likes this girl, Sarah. Like, like, head over heels, he truly loves her, but he still has this trauma that he's not gotten over in his life. Do you think it is still wrong, even in that scenario, to want to get with someone? And let's say it is a big deal. Like, let's say, like, yeah, no, he is, like, skittish, he is this. He might take out his anger on Sarah a little bit, but he does like her. Do you think it is still wrong to get into that relationship?
Uh, Now that you said like the way you said it, I feel like it could possibly not be wrong because possibly maybe by like you're hanging out with like what was her name, Sarah?
Yeah.
Like what if like Alex is hanging out with Sarah a lot,
Yeah.
okay? And by some time he'll probably end up forgetting about that ex. Now he's probably not going to forget about the abusive, but he's not really going to
Let's just say
care as much.
in that relationship, it is still a prominent thing.
Mm,
That's a
yeah,
good
it
question.
is.
I mean, I'd probably say it's no.
Well, I mean,
I feel like it's wrong, but it's not. That's what I feel like.
what about you? How do you feel
Mhm.
about in this scenario? How do you feel about Alex getting together with
I
Sarah?
feel like at the end of the day.
Uh,
Oh, you said Hunter?
No, I said
Oh,
you.
okay,
I said
okay,
you.
okay. I would want to say is Alex. At the end of the day, Sarah is not going to be like your ex. Everybody is not the same. That's why I get mad when a lot of people come up to me and be like, "All you men are the same." No, we're not. Don't compare me to don't compare me to
yeah.
little Tommy who was going around putting his thing in everything. Like you get what I'm saying? Um, but
Like he found the key lock to
yes,
everything.
and
Yeah, fishing,
His key opens every lock.
fishing.
yeah. But I would to say to Jack's point and Hunter's point, I would want to say this: you as a person cannot think that every relationship is going to be the same. Because if you come into the mindset that Sarah might abuse me, then what are you doing? You have to give Sarah a chance. Now, if you take your anger out on Sarah, that's a you problem. Sarah doesn't have anything to do with why you aren't happy. That is on you. But Sarah, as like I said again, as a partner, you need to uplift her. When I used to hate when girls used to have insecurities. I used to hate that because I feel like you should already be complete. But what I had to learn is you as a man can also help them uplift, build their confidence, build up their self-esteem. Because that's what a relationship is sometimes all about. Let me help you to help me to help yourself. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my take of it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I agree on that.
I just think that with a lot of human relationships, there's just so much gray area that we can't necessarily go, hey, this is wrong or hey, this is right, just because there's so much factors that you deal with every single day that it's just there's so much going on that it is hard to judge, especially from like an outside. Like, sometimes you'll have a friend just talk about their relationship over, and it's like, okay, but I'm not really there. Like, and it's one of those, yeah, I will support you, but I'm not even there to see what's really happening. I'm only getting it from your side, which I also think might be one of the reasons why people do break up, is because I think whenever you're in a relationship, I do think you should talk about your relationship with other people. Like, hey, if you're going through a hard time, and let's say, I don't know, Max, Max is just really beating down on you. He's just really being a dick. I don't think it's wrong to try to go to your friends and try to act. Now, about every little detail, no. I don't think every little detail. But I think if you go, hey, I'm just kind of mad right now, whatever, I need to go blow off some steam. You want to go to the coffee shop later? I think you should talk about with it to your friends. But then
Yeah.
with that, because as a friend, and you hear all this negativity coming from, you automatically kind of go, then why are you with that person? Because you're never there for the positive.
Yeah.
I do think that also communicating with outside sources, I really do think it's a positive, but I can also see like you might just have one of your friends that's like break up, break up, break up. So I do think that's another reason why relationships might falter. It's just because they do get the
The
outside
outside.
source. So then
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
also just what choir are you preaching? It's hey, find that choir with that voice that is actually reasonable. You know what I mean? Because you also have a duty to go. Okay, you're not helping me. You're just talking shit.
Right.
Like you define. Hey, you're not trying to say. Well, he'll maybe talk to him this way, or maybe he didn't actually mean that. He was trying to get, and that's positive. But then you also have the negative of, oh, well, he hates you. Oh, clearly because he didn't show up to your birthday party, he hates your guts, he hates your family, he hates everything you stand
Right.
for. You can't just judge the immediate, oh my god, that's the devil that you're sleeping with. Like, no.
That's the depth that
Yeah.
you're sleeping with. It's
Yeah.
crazy. To add on to Jack's point, I want to say this too as well. Jack, you made a very interesting point too. This is what I want to not like. I agree with you. I agree with you on it, but I want to also add this on to it. How long are you going to keep doing that with the same person? Remember when I went said about going through the grind? How long are you willing to do this? How long is it going to be for a hunter says, you know what? I'm giving up on her. Because in hindsight, I can go to Jack every day and say, well, there's something wrong with my relationship. But if I keep coming to Jack almost every day, don't you think, guys, it's really time to leave? It's time to go?
Yeah. Either.
I, I, I do think that, okay, I also think that within a relationship, you also don't need to have, I think arguments, yes, they are
Mhm.
healthy. I also think that that you can have an argument. But I also think instead of an argument, because an argument is very much fingers pointed towards you, hey, you did this wrong, hey, you did this wrong. You're fighting. That's all an argument is. Let's be honest. It's a civil fighting.
Yeah. It really is.
That you need to have more of a collaboration. Stop trying to fight, push, and say, hey, dude, we're just both messing up. Which in a lot of cases it is. It's like, hey, dude, I think we're both messing up. How about we just point the fingers to the world? Because sometimes it's just stuff happens, and it's just, hey, we just both need to fix each other. It isn't a, hey, you need to do this, you need to do this. It's we both got to do it, dude.
Yeah. I
But
agree with that.
in this
100%,
generation, these people are not willing to take accountability at all.
bro. That's so true, bro. It's
Accountability
honestly kind of annoying.
is important.
It is very important.
Yeah,
The people that don't do accountability, I find that very annoying. I'm like, bro, come on now.
call it quits is whenever you're putting in, because I believe in the 100% system, which I think I've already explained to you, but I don't know about everybody else. A relationship, all times, should be at 100%. There is a meter on your relationship. You both both of y'all's numbers need to add to 100%. Let's say my girlfriend, right? She's at a 20. That means you gotta pull the 80%. It's just, you know what I mean? Because she's at
Yeah.
And then the next day, you're at a 60%, she's at a 40%. Then one day, you're going to be at a 5%. You're going to have the worst day of your entire life. But then she's there to pull the 95%.
Mm.
So I also that whenever you know to call it quits or to move on to better yourself is whenever you finally go, hey, I've been putting in 80% all this week. And it's like, okay, all right, whatever, next week. Hey, I've been putting in 80% all this week. Oh, I've been putting 8% all next week. And it's, okay, well, you can't just keep on putting 80%. When is she going to go, or whenever he is going to go, wait a minute, I've been only giving 20%. Let me go back to the 50-50. And it doesn't
Yeah.
50, but it always needs to be. So
You
now,
know,
but if you're just finding yourself giving this overwhelming amount of attention and effort and you're not seeing that reciprocated, I would go get out of it because, like I said before, priorities. You are a priority. Just because you love someone else, you cannot love someone else without loving yourself. That's hypocrite.
sure.
You can't spread love. So, because if you're giving someone love, it's fake. If you can't love yourself and you give someone love, what do you know what love is if you can't? If you yourself don't know.
Exactly.
So you're giving
That's
someone.
so true.
So I think you need to just, hey, we got to go. Even if y'all don't break up, hey, it's like, look, I need space for myself. And also just talk about it, dude. If you just sit there and never go, hey, dude, I've been putting in so much effort and you wait till that breaking point, it's, well, what we're doing, with the whole 2, 3, 4 weeks that you felt this way. Because I can also, if that happened to me, I'd be pissed. I'd be like, oh, so you didn't tell me? Like, so we spent all this time and I didn't know. Even if it was something different. Like, you don't need to tell me immediately, but I want to know in the general, time frame that everything's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that
Yeah.
100%.
And then I will also say too.
And
Wait, Hunter, you want to go?
yeah,
Just to let you guys know we
but-
have 2 minutes left.
alright. So,
What was that?
dang. Anyway, I think like what's that thing? I forgot what it was called, but it fell. But I think with the percentage thing, Jack, I think we were talking about that whenever I was going through a tough time about that kind of stuff, and I disagree with that. I don't know if I said disagree or not, but I 100% agree with that. But you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to keep using the same percentage. Wait, what?
You had me scared for a second because you said disagree at the beginning, and I was like, what?
No. That's why I wanted to correct it. I was like, hold on. I probably said disagree. No, I 100% agree with it. But you don't want to, like you said, you don't want to keep using the same percentage like every day, every week. Like if you're having a bad day, like you said, like you put 5% in it, and your other partner puts 95%. That makes 100%. But if you keep doing that 5% every day, every week and stuff, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You gotta like improve.
Wrapping it up, how do you feel?
Thoughts? Okay, last in the thoughts, we can start with Jack.
Well, no. What about you, Jaden? What do you think about that? 100%. Like, how much? Like, what do you think about effort?
I feel
in
like
a relationship?
I feel like everybody should put in effort. Like you said, some days it might not be the same effort, but then again, it goes back to what I said. If I'm putting into 80% every week and you're not doing your work, like I said again to people, how long are these people supposed to stay in these bad relationships? Like people, like we expect so much of. You know what? Maddie is a good girlfriend. You should just stay with her, and just keep getting abused and slapped up every day. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to leave because because like you said, you are also a priority. You are also a priority.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's all I have to say.
So my final thoughts is that one, if you're going to get into a relationship, I think you do need to be in a healthy place for everything. I don't think that you need to carry on your burdens onto somebody else. And I also think that whenever you're in a relationship, you need your priorities. You need to know what you want, who you are, and what you want with the person that you're with. I think that's very, very important. But that's all I got to say. This is Jack.
And my final thoughts is before you get into a relationship, be happy with yourself. Learn how to respect yourself too. And don't go after the wrong people. Don't be like, well, I'm sad. I'm gonna get into a relationship, even if it's like a hoe or whatever. All right, and it goes both ways. You just be happy, be healthy first, and learn how to respect yourself. And
My
that's it.
final
I'm
thoughts
Hunter.
is that as people, we have to learn when boundaries should be set and when boundaries can be crossed. And I would also want to say is that, before you get
Mm-hmm.
into a relationship, make sure you're in a happy place, a healthy place, mentally, physically, financially, because relationships do cost. But for real though, to summarize it all,
Yeah.
I say you only got two options in relationships. You're either going to go through the grind or you're going to move on to bigger and better things. If your relationship is already good, that's different, but you can always grow and develop. So that's my final thoughts. I'm Jay, and that's it.